Right, the last animal in our Rome 5 Animal Mobility series is the dragon. The dragon is the twist, and that's the spinal twist, of which we use the revolved triangle as our assessment. Now we can do other assessments, one simple one which we'll do right now, and simply just put your hands together and you go into what's called a paw posture, a rounded posture, and then you rotate to one side and rotate to the other side. Now side on, this is the paw posture. So rotate, and then you feel how awkward that is to do. You go to the other side, and you feel how awkward that is to do, and there might be a difference between right and left side. Next, then you come up into the best possible posture you can, and then rotate, and rotate, and you just see how fluid that movement is. So someone who has got a poor posture, whether it's a posterior tilt, thoracic kyphosis posture, you're not going to rotate very well. And then someone who has got a anterior rotation and kyphosis, if I can still do that, they're not going to rotate well. But most probably, people will compensate by arching their back here to get some rotation through the lumbar spine. Now the lumbar spine's only got about between 2 and 18 degrees. If you add all 5 vertebrae out together, how much rotation they've got, it's not really designed to rotate the lumbar spine, it's designed to be stable. The thoracic spine has got 35 to 50 degrees of rotation each side. It's designed to rotate. Add in the hips are also designed to rotate, and the neck is also designed to rotate. So if you don't rotate very well, and you're doing something like golf or a paddle or a racket sport, you're going to compensate somewhere. If you have a thoracic kyphosis and you're trying to rotate, either to paddle, to stroke like this, or to do a golf swing, your head will probably go forward to create some extra rotation. You'll start impinging in your shoulders. The upper traps might start to come up here like that as well. Or you'll sway to the side, or your lumbar spine will arch and you extend here. And you probably may get some either shoulder injury, sacroiliac joint injury, or if you're a flat back person, you play hockey, where the dominant position is one leg forward and one to the other. This hamstring's tight. You may get a disc injury because you're running around like this all the time. You're actually a sway back posture. You're trying to rotate. Flexion and rotation, as we talked about in the bear, is going to create more of a disc injury. So the reason that the dragon, the twist, we do last in the mobility series, because it's most complicated, it's got the most amount of stretches, and it is reliant on the other smaller, easier, more basic stretches series to be done first. For example, the revolved triangle, if we demonstrate the revolved triangle, oh, that's all right. Don't worry, I'll just cut that bit. I know I'm talking for a long time. So if we do the revolved triangle, so the legs are straight. The legs being straight, that means the hamstrings are come into play, and they're one of the dominant muscles for the dragon and for the revolved triangle. Now when we are doing this, it's more to be the outside hamstring, which is the rectus femoris, involved. So you're now then going to rotate. Now if you've got poor spinal posture, either because you're weak in your core or you've got tight hamstrings, the rotation's not going to be so good. And then when you come down, you aim to keep the lumbar, I've just moved my picture, you aim to keep the lumbar spine extended and then come through and rotate through there. So the hamstrings are involved, especially in that front leg. Now if the hamstrings are tight, you'll see the knee bending, and we want to keep it straight. And that's when you stop the test, when you're doing the test, so when you see the knee bend, just ask them to keep the knee straight or just keep that, that spine angle. The next thing you'll see is the spine rounding, and that's where people are flexing their lumbar spine, which has got a lot of range of motion, and to compensate for rotation. So if people are doing a paddling sport like outrigging or dragon boating, and they can't do a revolved triangle, safe to say that they're not getting optimal reach in their paddle stroke, and also for golfers as well. Now, so the revolved triangle is an advanced pose for sure, and I'm using that to highlight the importance of rotating through the spine. So if you can't do the revolved triangle, and you've got a disc injury, probably best to go to the bear, where we look at the hamstring flexibility as well. Now, we also have hamstring flexibility in the tiger and also in the crane. So we are getting the 3 hamstrings really good stretch before we come to the dragon, to really prepare, give an optimal chance to be able to do a good spinal rotation, good hip rotation, good groin rotation for this. Okay, so that's sort of an overview of what to look for and the benefits of having good rotation for all of those paddle sports.